Stockholm. What are you doing, Golda? Hey friends, so how about a 75 Chevy Caprice Convertible? Behind me is this absolutely beautiful 75 Chevy Caprice Convertible. I've been looking for one of these for a long time, huge fan, and you just rarely see them in this condition. This car, believe it or not, is a 10,000 original mile car. I bought it from the original owner, and he purchased it brand new from the dealership and finally let go of it, and I was just super delighted to own it. It's a 1975, and it is completely original with the exception of one thing, and that is I was in love with the 1976 square headlights. And so in 75, late 75, Chevrolet, depending on what plant we're talking about, we actually started integrating the square headlight assemblies into the Chevy Caprice. And by 76, all Chevy Caprices had square headlights. So later 75s got them in Canada, from what I'm told, and most of them came out with round headlights. So what I did was I bought header panels from a 76 Caprice and retrofitted those to the car. Essentially, they just bolted right on. Same fender, same hood, but the header panel and the headlight assemblies are that of a 76. I still have the originals and they're pristine condition, but I like the look of a 76 square headlight more than I like the round headlights. So what you see here is a completely original car. Now when I got it, it had original paint and it looked pretty darn good from 8-9 feet away. The problem is back in 1975, General Motors used a single stage paint and it was showing its wear. Now, mind you, this car never lived outside. It lived inside its entire life, was seldom drove in inclement weather. So I just couldn't live with the quality of the paint. And so we basically repainted it in the factory color, but we went with a 2-stage paint, much higher quality paint. And we left the door jams, we left the trunk jams, the hood, under the hood jams. Everything came out fantastic. Of course, it's a much higher quality paint job than what you would see from 1975. But so here she is. And what's unique about this car, come on guys, get out of the way. What's unique about this car is it is a 400, V8 400, and it comes with a lot of options. It has power windows, power door locks, tilt wheel, factory AC, power top, and being that it's a 400, it's just an added plus. Most of these cars had 350s. So yeah, kind of excited about it. I've had it for a while and I'm excited to have it done, and it's just a great cruiser. You know, a lot of these are turned into lowriders and I don't have a problem with that, but this car is honestly, it's just an original OE car. And other than me replacing the header panel, I still have the original one, bolts right on. I'm just a fan of the square headlights, like I said before. But outside of that, it would be a shame to see someone customize this and cut suspension components out to put it on air ride. It's really, this car needs to be preserved in the condition that it's in. But yeah, take a look. Here she sits. And believe it or not, this is all original chrome. You know, we don't need any spit on there, big boy. All original chrome, and of course now I've got some dog snot that I have to pull off of it. But it's got the original moldings, the original hubcaps. We did something a little different on this car. In the later model 76s, the Landaus, the special edition Caprices had this center cap painted body color. I went ahead and took the original hubcaps, which these are, and I had them painted body color. So a little different, but unique to the car. But yeah, just a great car. Great car. Interior is stunning. Here, take a look at the inside of this thing. You guys don't get in. We don't need doggy prints. But you know, no cracks in the dash, and original upholstery, original carpet, original door panels, and all their AC blows ice cold. Love the tilt wheel. This car even has cruise control. Came equipped with cruise control. So Yeah, there was very little to do to this car, and being a 10,000 mile car is just special. It's special in the sense that very few of these, exist today because so many of them went to the scrapyard back in the, early 80s, mid 80s. Back in those days, the lifespan of a car was about 100,000 miles. I mean, today you're seeing cars with 200, 300,000 miles. Back in these days, 100,000 miles were, people didn't even really advertise a lot of these cars. They just took them to the junkyard. So a lot of these are gone. And so to see one in its original condition and, everything works, is just super unusual and rare. So yeah, I wanted to share it with you. Take a look under the hood too. Let me share that with you. That's always fun to look at. A lot of the original markings and things are under there. All right. So what we have here is our completely stock 400. And what's neat about this car is, like this right here, that's an original chalk line from the factory. When you see stuff like that, it's just rare to see. But untouched. All these jams are original. Again, we just painted the exterior body panels, and not because it was dented or damaged. It's just that, the quality of the paint back then wasn't to the standard it is today. But it is completely original, right down to the block. I mean, I did actually rebuild the carburetor and had that redone. But great car. This thing fires up. Let's see, fire up on first go, I'm thinking. Purrs like a kitten. Listen to the exhaust. It absolutely makes zero noise. Hydrogen. It's a hydrogen car. She's a great running car. Great piece of mid-70s history. Why don't we just take this little guy for a drive? Road Rich Motors is going to have this thing professionally photographed, and I'm going to cut her loose. And you ask, why would I cut this loose? Well, let me tell you. 7 dogs. 7 dogs, 3 in boarding, and a car that's about the size of a Chevy Suburban. As you can see, I've got somewhat of a JDM thing going on around here, and the smaller the car, the easier to store, honestly, the easier to build. And honestly, it's just time to pass this on to someone that's going to really enjoy it. This car deserves to either be in a collection or live in a beach community where people can take it out with its top down and just enjoy it. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to cut it loose. We'll see what kind of money it fetches. To find them in this condition, fully documented 10,000 mile car, it's rare. Let's see how she drives.